American Baptist College information webinar. We're so excited to have you with us once again. We have been having these webinars every Wednesday at 2 o'clock since June because we want to introduce you to American Baptist College. If you'd like to review any of our previous videos, please go to our YouTube webpage, our YouTube channel. Okay, if you'll go there, you can view all the former ones. Now, what we're going to do today is we have been highlighting a lot of different areas of American Baptist College. Today, we are highlighting our Bible and theology. And in doing so, we have with us Professor Dr. Phoebe Dickerson. Dr. Dickerson is one of our longest standing professors here at American Baptist College and is also the Associate Dean of Academics. So I'd like to welcome you here today, Dr. Dickerson, and you can take it away.
Hey everybody, welcome to American Baptist College. We thank you for joining this webinar, and we're going to bring to you the Bible and Theology program. I have with me today Mr. the fabulous Mr. Darrell Ramin, who is a graduate of American Baptist College, also a graduate of Vanderbilt Divinity School, but he keeps his ties and connections as an alumni to American Baptist College. So, sir, welcome back to the space. So glad to see you. It's good to see you. So what's good? What's good in your life? What did Bible and theology do for you? I know I stretched you, but it was in a good way. So let's run it. Let's talk about it, because people tend to, when they think about Bible and theology, and they tend to get all pseudo spiritual. I think I'm gonna throw that word out. They get pseudo spiritual, and you don't want to mess with the Bible. You don't want to touch the Bible, but you claim it as an authority for your life. And so it's an authority for your life, and you don't read it. You just take what it says and what it's been told traditionally to you. So here at American Baptist College, we try to do a little different thing, especially me in my class. I am associate professor of New Testament, and so one of the things that I like for students to do is to actually read the text. And that's one of the things we try to do in our classes. We try to go to the text and read the text, so y'all can stop pulling out made up stuff from the text and then trying to live by it. Yes, so that's what we try to do in Bible and theology. We have courses in Old Testament, New Testament, certainly, the Gospels, and so we like to run those classes. Particularly, we do some of the classes, certainly Old Testament and Intro to New Testament are survey courses, but we also have some seminar courses where we sit around the table and we discuss, we read the text and we discuss it. Now, let me be clear, it's not Sunday school. So if you want to come to American Baptist College, like I think, I know, and hope you do, please understand that it is not Sunday school. We do the academic study of the Bible where we get into context, the historical context. We look at a little bit of the Greek and, see how that plays out. We look at interpretation, exegesis. What does the interpreted biblical text mean for the 21st century? What does the interpreted biblical text mean for this moment in time right now, particularly with all the protests? This is how we get into our biblical studies to actually see how these biblical studies courses can impact our lives and how we can deploy what we know to help others, that they can get into the text. So I don't want to take up all the time. I do want you guys to hear from a student. About 4 years ago, Mr. Rami was in my Intro to New Testament course. And so let's talk about it, Mr. Rami. How was that course for you?
Okay, first off, as was said, this is not Sunday school. Originally coming from the Bahamas, I thought that, what was going to happen was that everything that I knew was going to be confirmed, right? Everything that I knew from church, everything that I knew from my study of the Bible, it was going to be affirmed. And I thought that, it'll be easy. I know the Bible. I know how to get through it. Good. I was wrong. Dead wrong. One thing I like, though, is that even though it pushes you, you're going to get stretched. There are going to be ways that you didn't see the text before. You didn't even think about the text before. And someone like Dr. Dickerson is going to challenge you, right? Another thing that I like is the challenge is going to be to bring yourself to the work that you do. That was one of the main things that I took away. Not to throw away what you have learned, but to bring it, and then critically assess it, dissect it, see what's happening with it, where you got it from, why you still hold on to it, and then to inform it with something else. And I love that about it. I love that. The work was tough, don't get me wrong, but I love the process.
Well, one of the things I remember specifically, and I think around campus, I think I can go out on a limb and say around campus, I'm known for vocab.
Oh yeah.
And the vocab in a particular discipline. And so what I want people to understand is that no matter what discipline that you're in, no matter what discipline you decide to study at American Baptist College, there is a lexicon, there is a vocabulary to that discipline. And your entree into that discipline is learning the vocab. And so, Mr. Ramin, I remember specifically telling you guys that if you learn this vocab, if you just learn it now, and if you continue with your biblical studies, it'll make you all the better. What did that entry-level vocab, what did it do for you?
So you're absolutely right. And you were absolutely right. And I trusted you on that because you have to learn to speak the language. If you don't know the language, you can't communicate your ideas. So by the time as I took those entry-level courses and took some other classes with you, Dr. Dickerson, I was able to speak that language fluently. And when I went to div school, I could speak it. I could add on to it. But the basics were there. It was difficult learning a different language, but if you spend your time in it, you devote yourself to it, you can get it. That vocab, some days I think of words that I learned in vocab and I pull them out. I'm writing papers. I'm like, yeah, I learned it. Let's use it.
Yeah. It's coming out fluently for you.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, so let me switch. Let me turn it around. That's the academic portion. At American Baptist College, we do the academic study of the Bible, and it's imperative that you learn vocab. It's imperative that you come to class. It's imperative that you study, because one of the things I believe is how you perform in class has somewhat of a correlation to what you're going to do once you're out of the class and out into the marketplace or out into your congregations, if you so choose to, go for being a pastor. I believe that there is a correlation between how you grind in class and put in the work in class that has some kind of indication of what you will do beyond. So being a graduate of American Baptist College, I know, Mr. Ramin, you're a preacher, teach Bible studies, and I know at one point, you know, you had designs of once you complete your studies here in this, some point, you want to go back home, things of that nature. But using the academic study of the Bible and how you've studied, you've learned various things, you've learned some new things. How has that impacted you in your faith community? In your world of preaching? How has it all impacted that?
So one of the things for me, first off, was that academics, being in the academic world, being in the classroom as a Bible and theology student, it taught me discipline. It taught me to have the discipline, even if I wanted to preach per se, discipline in terms of studying effectively, right? And then crafting a sermon effectively. That's the first thing for me, discipline. Secondly, I learned that I can bring my academic self and my spiritual self together. I think a lot of times what people try to do is to dichotomize the two instead of trying to get them to speak together. And that's what I learned, to bring my whole self. So there was a new identity to De Niro, which was the academic or the scholar, biblical scholar De Niro, like I like to call myself. And I had to learn to bring those two together in order to bring my whole self to whatever it was that I was doing. And that's what I learned. That's what I took away.
Right. Okay. Bringing your whole self to the academic portion of it, whole self, bringing that academic piece to yourself. And that's one of the things that when people first get in a biblical studies class, they come with this notion that somebody is trying to take their Jesus away.
Right.
American Baptist College professors cannot take your Jesus away. We cannot do that. We are not interested in doing that. What we are interested in is augmenting you, providing you with tools and different ways of getting into the text. There are various methodologies to reading the text. You can have a historical critical read. You can do a narrative read. You can do a literary analysis where you look at the particular biblical story and you kind of get into and dissect what is actually going on in the story. There are materialist reads. There are womanist readings, all right? Womanism and womanist hermeneutics, where you center the experiences of African-American women and how does that make you read text when you take that type of method? So it's methods to the text. But we are not trying to take your Jesus. We want to augment it, because what we firmly believe is that after you leave American Baptist College, the world is your platform. And you will be encountering a whole lot of people. And they're going to come at you in different ways. And you need to be able to tackle this. And you need to be able to stand your ground and provide them with something meaningful. Not something half-baked, not something that somebody just told you and you know, it's just passed on down through tradition, excuse me. And so here at American Baptist College, we are really trying to fortify you and build you up, not diminish you. And so we cannot take away your Jesus. That is not what we want to do. And if you so happen to throw over your Jesus, oh my God, we really got some work to do to build you up. So, Ramin, what would you say as a former student, a graduate of ABC? What would you say to someone desiring to come into this space? how would you encourage them?
I would tell them to come, simply
Mhm.
just to come, to bring yourself and to open yourself to the exposure that is needed to inform the way that you think. Um, it's exposure, informing the way that you think, informing the way not only that you think, but also in the ways that you live. Because for me, American Baptist College did not only teach me things about academics.
Right.
There were things about life that I learned.
Okay.
So if you're prepared and you're willing to go through a process in which you can be exposed to things about academics, about life, come on. An American Baptist College will help you to do that.
All right. All right. Yes. Come on to American Baptist College, particularly in the season that we find ourselves in as a society, the pandemic. Oh my goodness. The pandemic has, it's taught us a lot of things. It's taught us a lot of things about our theology.
Yeah.
For some of us, it has exposed our bad theology. And so come on to American Baptist College so that we can get some of these theologies straightened out, so that we can stop thinking that if we are not in a church building, God is nowhere near. And I say that from the perspective that out of one side of our neck, we'll talk about the omnipotent God, and the other side of our neck, we crying about church building. American Baptist College, we hope that we can help our students with these theologies to kind of lock down some of these things, to answer some questions, to raise some questions. One of the things about education and being in college, particularly being in college, it is indeed a place where you can raise some questions, where you should be raising questions. You should not enter ABC and then leave ABC. You are the same. You should not leave ABC and you came in and you didn't ask questions, you just accepted things, you didn't think through, you didn't critically assess anything. You should not leave ABC the same way you came in, particularly if you take the time to engage. And so with the Bible and Theology program, we do indeed push you to engage the biblical text, to read the biblical text, to see what is actually in the biblical text. Because some of our theologies, what we say in our theology, we didn't get it from the text because it's not there. Okay, and so we want to push you, we want to encourage you, we invite you to come to American Baptist College, get your applications in. You can talk to someone in admissions. You can email me as the Associate Academic Dean to get more information about our programs, not only Bible and Theology, but Behavioral Studies, Entrepreneurial Leadership, the Music and Arts program. So if you feel like you are indeed interested in American Baptist College, come on and reach out to us. Let us know who you are, what you're interested in, and we can certainly get more information. We can talk to you. We can give you some more details, some more in-depth conversation to get you on the path, the track to where you're trying to go. But know that it all starts with coming to American Baptist College, getting in the American Baptist College space, getting on track with what's going on with American Baptist College. It's a good place to be. It's a good place for formation. All right, you can be formed. It's a good place for formation, but that formation only happens when you engage. You cannot be afraid. All right, see that I hear people say scared money don't make no money. Hey, scared engagement, it won't get you down the track. You can't be scared to engage. You got to engage, and that can get you on down the road. But if you're scared, you won't move down the road. And so come on, engage us. Let us know, let us hear from you, let us know what we can do to get you going inside the ABC family. Miss Jones?
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I think they're ready. I think they're ready to come on into the American Baptist College space.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. And Mr. Ramin, what can I say? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd like to let you know that we're going, okay, we've got a video we want you to watch, and then we'll close out.
This is the place that purpose is molded. You don't have to be a preacher. You don't even know or have to know exactly what it is you want to do next week or next year. All of our lives are like undeveloped film. Until someone touches us with their knowledge and their understanding, only then can we develop into the picture that God wants to see. Your picture may not be my picture. Your passion may not be my passion. But together is how purpose is birthed. That's how purpose is molded here. You go, into a dark room, and in the dark of your life is what births something beautiful, a picture that others can see that because you made it, I have now at least the belief and the hope that I can make it as well. So you don't have to be a preacher. You don't have to preach. You don't have to necessarily even go to church. But this is the place that purpose is birthed. The question becomes, are you willing to be in the dark room until someone puts their knowledge or their understanding on you so that you can develop into the picture that God wants to see?
Wonderful. We just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And we want to make sure that you come to American Baptist College. We have a spring semester that starts in January, and we have a fall semester that is going to start in August. Please visit our website at abcnash.edu, select apply, and you can complete the application online. You can also call the admissions office, 615-687-6907. I did that because people probably don't call anymore. But also you can email us at admissions@abcnash.edu. We will need 2 letters of recommendation to go with that application, your essay and your transcripts. So we look forward to speaking to you and having you come to American Baptist College. Have a great day.